Howdy folks, welcome back to Ross Grease Gaming once again, and World of Warships surprised me as I'm recording this yesterday, and probably a few of my friends with this. Work in progress, U.S. cruisers. What's going on, Raz? Well, it appears World of Warships, just like any other game, is expanding the tech trees and splitting it to having heavy cruisers and light cruisers. As we can see, Cleveland's going to Tier 8 for light cruiser, and you're adding USS Buffalo, USS Worcester, USS Seattle, USS Helena, and USS Dallas. So let's go over all the ships here. So first off, real quick, they added this, USS Buffalo, and luckily for us, USS Buffalo actually was a ship that you actually can take a look at in-game. They actually have it. You can look it up on Ship's Comrade. So in depth, she has 203mm AP rounds and 8 she shells. Could change, but it was able to fire 4 rounds a minute with the number of turrets for 3 barrels each, and it had a decent set of AA with a rating of 62% with all around 40 mils Bofors, and dual purpose 132mm guns. She also had a 6.4 kilometer torpedoes and had a armor survivability of 66% armor protection with a hull points of 4,860 with a decent set of armor. Now, I do not know for sure if that's going to change, but the concealment also was pretty decent too. So for the ship, it probably looked pretty good. Unfortunately, we do not know if that's going to be the same thing. Now, next goes for USS Helena. USS Helena was actually a ship, CL number 50, that was commissioned in early launched in 1938, commissioned in 1939, got 7 battle stars, and the first Navy unit commendation medal ever to give was sunk at the Battle of Kula Gulf on July 6 of 1943. But she also was a pretty decent type St. Louis class light cruiser with 13,541 long tons and a decent 1,000 ship horsepower with a max speed of 32.5 knots. She also had 6-inch guns, 5-in-3 turrets, and also had a decent set of anti-air and Bofors and 20 mils. Unfortunately, she was docked at Pearl Harbor like everybody else and got hit pretty hard, but later on she was able to repair herself and was able to get out there and fight in the war. Just unfortunately, she got hit hard during the end of the war. Now let's go on to, I believe the next ship is, yes, it's Cleveland, which we already know about the ship. So at Tier 8, she probably is going to be a very, very not bad of a ship. The Clevelands have been a long staple for the United States Navy for quite some time. Only one survived. Of course, we all know this by USS Little Rock. Of course, they had the other classes as well, but unfortunately, we're not talking about them right now. And as I said before, is with the Cleveland being at Tier 8, it could be a little bit of an issue, but I think it will handle just fine, because my thoughts on it is, compared to other ships of that same preceding classes, is she should be able to handle quite well, with the Citadel kind of being a little derpish right now. And of course, last but not least is USS Worchester, which was a different class altogether. She was of a different thing. She was a Worcester's light cruiser displacement. She had a displacement of 14,700 tons, bigger than the other ones. She had more ship horsepower, but she also had a different set of guns. She had an armament of 12 6-inch, 6 of these and 2 turrets, so she had, very good. 150 millimeter basically, so 6-inch, 150 millimeter, dual purpose guns. So they were AA and artillery guns. She had 24 of the 3-inch or 76mm AA guns, and then 12 of the 20mm AAs. So she had 150s, 76s, and 20mm. So she had a very, very good surrounding zone for going against planes. And she had a very, very good thing. She was built in Camden, New Jersey, again, and she was a very, very decent ship for her time. She did go through a few retrofits, but later on she was then scrapped, unfortunately. So she did not survive. So that would be the Tier 10 that they're going to switch it over to. Now, I don't have much on Seattle and Dallas. That's a real problem because Seattle is... And bear with me, I'm just going for what it says here, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. There's no records of any ship, as far as I know, who was of that particular line. So as far as I know, there's no such thing as a USS Seattle of... There was a USS Seattle, I should say, but there was no USS Seattle that... excuse me, that would fit any of the classes that are on paper. Not to mention Dallas. Dallas is another one too. Dallas was a submarine. Seattle was a cruiser from 1909, so those don't fit the builds. So as far as I know, I can't find anything on either of those two ships. If anybody can find information on them, go ahead and throw it down below. I don't care if they're YouTube links or any links like that, because personally, I think everybody here wants to know what those ships could be or what they can be. But like I said, at least we have a few of the photos of some of these ships work in progress. Buffalo, we've seen it before. It's been on the thing, so you can look it up on shipcomrade.com. You guys can find it on there and look up that ship, what it was on paper, what they had so far. So I'm assuming it's going to be a decent ship for Tier 9. Tier 10 is still going to be Des Moines. Worcester is going to be basically, to me, I think it's a better version of basically of the Atlanta class itself, which was very much like a Cleveland but a lot smaller, and it should be a decent ship. It's going to be basically a derpish version of the Minotaur. Now, I don't know about the high explosive, or if they're going to keep high explosive and all that fun stuff, but probably they're going to, and if that's the case, high explosive is going to be nasty with the range with this thing. And unfortunately, on top of that also is the other issue with the ship is it's going to have smoke or any of that kind of factors. So there's a lot of questions yet out there, but I think we're too early for this. I'm just bringing out what they released, what content that they're working on. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got any questions, any other things you want to put out down there, put down below. Of course, like if you like the video, dislike if you hate this thing. I don't care. I mean, you're here watching. And if you got to this far, I congratulate you, at least watching this long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as always, and I hope to see you in the next one. As always, take care. Hope you enjoyed.